We got 1, 2, 3 different knives or different products we're going to be checking out in this video. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Miguel. You're watching Miguel EDC, the channel where we talk everything EDC gear here. And today we've got 2 knives from Kansept. Then we have a mystery item we're going to be checking out later in the video. There are links to all these down below in the description. And without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get right in here. This one got a little smooshed, right? A little smash right there in the middle for some reason. We're looking at the, drum roll please, the, how do we say that? How do we pronounce that? The Higonokami. Higonokami. You have to speak from diaphragm. Sounds like Japanese or something. Higonokami is a Goran Mihad. Okay, I give up. A Goran design, black wash, 154 cm steel, copper carbon fiber handle, and just a hair over 3 inches on the blade. Let's go ahead and get in here. Bada bing, bada boom. Here we go. All right, what do we have? We got some silica candy. We got a wiping cloth. We have a little cushion here you can make a mattress out of for extra survival points. And then we have a nice little warranty paperwork. But here we are. Let's go ahead and bubble wrap and then plastic wrap and lettuce wrap. All right, here it is, guys. The Higonokami. All right, in its flesh. First impressions here, I mean, I'm digging this kind of copper right here. Absolutely a sucker for this copper carbon fiber. I mean, that is sweet. I think I checked out the Model 6 some time ago and a few other Kansept models with this copper carbon fiber. I feel like they do a really good job. We have exposed liners. We have 2 standoffs pretty far away from each other. That's interesting. The pocket carry clip, right? Kind of like Demco knife style pocket clip. Kind of like Benchmade style pocket clip too, in a way. But somehow not reversible. Why that is, I don't know. Don't ask me. I was not brought into the decision-making meeting for that, but just an observation. We have a front flipper and front flipper only. There's no back flipper, no thumb studs, and a very interesting unicorn-looking front flipper, to say the least. We have just about 3 rows. Or is that, get my math right? 4 rows. Miguel, are you wearing your glasses today? Yes, I am. 4 rows of jimping there, and that's it. So let's see what that translates into deployment-wise. Okay, listen, translation accepted. We speak the same language. That works really, really good. No doubt about it. So my philosophy typically when you give me one deployment only is you better make sure it is well-tuned. And this one absolutely happens to be very well tuned. We can do a little side of the index finger as well, right? Kind of getting a feel for it. Oof, that is good. A little reach around action. So yeah, it's a front flipper that you can deploy at least 3 different ways. Then, oh, there you go. That got to clear the index finger, Miguel. That might be something, right? A little PSA notice right there with this kind of deployment. And make sure your index finger moves out of the way and clears the path for this thing to be able to fully, right, travel. But let's talk about this blade here. We have kind of like a sheep's foot, right? Reverse tanto, little sheep's foot blade. Looking interesting. A Tanimboka design, right? This is the design with the frog. Check that out. I mean, at least that looks like a frog. And then we got that 154 cm steel with a black coat. Doesn't feel like a black wash, just some black paint. No DLC or anything fancy. Let's go ahead and give it a nice little wipe here, right? Give you a realistic idea what that black looks like without all the oils and whatnot that it comes out of the box with. Kind of like a matte black. Set it down so I don't flip around too much and you guys can get a better look at it. Hardware is gold, right? Noticing that we have non-captive hardware, at least TA everywhere. Nope. TA everywhere except the pocket clip, which is T6. And we have a liner lock here with some good access from the show side. That engagement is going to be around maybe 20-30%-ish, somewhere on that ballpark. And nice and easy, right, to disengage, push down into the left here. No issues whatsoever. A little bit of a shake shutter, right? Not going to be a drop shot. It's going to be a little bit of a shake shot. And I got to tell you, man, at first I saw pictures of this one on the website, and I didn't know if I was going to really like it or not too much. But now that I'm checking it out in person, it's giving me really quirky vibes. Like, I'm vibing with it for some reason. I mean, it's got a very utilitarian blade. Not quite a straight edge, has a tad bit of belly, just a hair of belly. We do have a good plunge grind situation there, flat grind, not necessarily, right, a full flat grind, kind of mid blade or so. Take a look. And you also end up with a very utilitarian tip, great for utility cuts and draw cuts and things like that. As far as ergos, right, we are able to get a full purchase, full 4-finger grip. We can forward choke a tad bit, right, just being aware of what it is you're doing. Obviously, there's no dedicated finger choil, just this flat area there that I can easily use to get more control of the cut. No jimping at all, right? Would have been nice to have a little bit of jimping somewhere along here. That was an executive decision, I'm sure, from Goran, not to include any jimping. Something to keep in mind there, not a deal breaker or anything like that, just kind of nitpicking at this point. We also have, of course, a very light carbon fiber and complemented with some internal milling here on the exposed liners. So that helps in the weight department a tad bit. Doesn't feel like a heavy knife in any way, shape, or form, which is a good thing. Doing a little bit of a physical here, we have, what do we have? Under 7 inches or right around 7 inches. Think like Savivi Elementum, Carshall leak size, 3 inches on the blade. Again, the box says 3.01. Then we have 2.75 inches on the cutting path. And then we have a whopping, what is that? Under 4 inches on the handle, right? Somewhere around, 3.85, 3.9, somewhere around there. So very interesting, quirky, right? Little medium size, right? Medium, almost borderline large, but not quite, right? EDC friendly geometry. Looking pretty good here with this copper carbon fiber. There are other variants available. I believe there are even some affordable variants available as well without the carbon fiber you can choose from. Say that perhaps if this one's not your cup of tea, right? You like a different variant. That's something worth considering there. But the Higonokami, I'm telling you right now, I'm not going to memorize that name, or I'm going to try, but that is a very unique name. I still prefer that over the soup letters that we get sometimes with some knives. Specific brands like Sativian, Olitan, sometimes they don't bother giving a knife a specific knife name or what have you, right? I'd rather get something creative. Even if I can't pronounce it and I may forget, I'd rather have that than that soup letter counterpart. But that being said, let's go ahead and move on to the next one here, right? We got 1 for 2. Then we got that mystery item. We have the Valk. What's the Valk all about? That is a Greg Shop design. You probably heard of this knife model called the Fenrir at some point. Yeah, that's the guy. Stonewash Nitro V with ivory G10 on this one. And it's shaping a lot to be a fixie. So let's take a look. Bada bing, bada boom. Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's what the doctor ordered right there. We got some paperwork. We have the wiping cloth, silica candy. Just kidding. That's not candy. Don't try to sock on it. And of course, the Kydex sheath here. We'll come back to it in a moment. But here we go. The star of the show, the Valk. Man, I can tell you right off the bat, I am really going to like this profile here quite a bit. I'm going to tell you that right now. Hello? Can I have my knife? Thank you. Oh, man, guys. Check it out. Look at this thing. Come on now, man. Come on. Look at this thing. Ooh, cheese Louise. What in the sheep's foot? Reverse tanto beauty do we have going on here? This is fire. Stone wash finish. We should probably give it a nice little wipe here. Get any oils or anything like that removed, so you guys can get a really nice view. It's got some reflectivity to it. I'll tell you what. A little bit of a reflective, more or less, stone wash finish. Nitro V steel. Greg Shop design. Again, there's your Sparrow Knife Works logo right there, and a flat grind. I mean, this kind of geometry right here, I can get behind this all day. We have this is like a white G10. They call it ivory, right? So it's kind of like a white with a hint of yellow, if anything. That's what we got going on here. But of course, the micro milling takes the cake, right? That's going to add additional grip, feel really good on hand, right? Might get a little dirty here. What's going on with my fingers? Well, I got some dirt on my fingers and now I'm getting the handle dirty. Well, you might want to go, in my case, I might want to go for a darker color, because just know, with this ivory one, it might get dirty pretty fast. Just saying, right? If you got crap on your fingers, which I don't even know where that came from, but I'm glad it happened, so I can obviously point that out. We have gold hardware on this one, just like on this other model. So they got some extra set of gold hardware over there at Kansept. We have a linear hole back here for my linear people. We have a proud, I want to say proud liner hat. Joke's on me. We have a full tank construction, actually higher than the handle itself. I'm sure that was intentional, so it doesn't sit completely flush with the scales. The scales actually come in just a tad bit under the top of the handle as such. Take a look. I'm gonna get the baby white baby white Yeah, let me just clean this thing. I can't stand just seeing it dirty like that, at least for the rest of the video. How easily does it come out? Well, let's find out. There we go. Final verdict. It is G10, so nice and easy to clean. All right, that should be good. There we go. Should probably check my hands. I don't know where that all that debris came from. Just out here unboxing some knives, you know what I'm saying? We can't be having these dirty fingers like I fought in World War II or something. All right, anyways, now that we got that out of the way, yeah, man, this thing is a looker. Gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. I'm able to get a full purchase, full 4-finger grip, right? Check that out. Obviously, this first notch right here, that's index finger all day. All other fingers follow suit. And this is with my KFC spork size hand, so.
Am I crazy? Or is your hand really small?
About the size of a KFC spork.
As you can see here, average size hands, not too big, not too small. I'm able to get a full purchase. If you have bigger hands, that's where maybe the pinky might be a little bit left out. If you're not a lanyard person, you might become one. Because yeah, you attach a lanyard to this bad boy, and then you are good to go. In case you have, again, bigger paws, you can still accommodate. I like the jimping here. I kind of wish it was just a hair longer, because naturally my thumb wants to land about right there. If they had extended it a tad bit, I wouldn't have been mad. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Wouldn't have been upset, but you know, again, not my design, just an observation, not a deal breaker in any way, shape, or form. I'm just, you know, kind of nitpicking a little bit here, more or less. But I mean, is it a looker? The answer is yes. And it feels really good on hand. Very comfortable. Ergos, I'm going to go solid 10 out of 10 for sure. Some people might want it to be a little bit thicker, right? The handles themselves are a little bit on the thinner side. If I can get my caliper here. Yeah, it's going to come in at 0.35. The average in the channel being 0.5 or half an inch. And that blade thickness is 0.11, just a hair thinner than the average 0.12 in the channel. I wonder if it came from the sheath. Is the sheath what got my fingers dirty? I don't know. Still over here wondering what happened. All right, let's check out that sheath experience. We don't have, there we go. Yes, we do, Miguel. All right, don't speak prematurely. Yeah, we do have a click there, right, to secure the blade in place. No rattle of any kind. That feels nice. And we do have this sort of carry clip I've seen on a lot of smaller fixed blades. It gives you the ability, right, to carry the knife either horizontally, or you put this on your belt or what have you. You have the ability to turn it 90 degrees this way. There we go. And you can now carry it vertically if that's what you want to do. So whether you put it on a backpack strap or your belt or what have you, right, you can easily turn it around, whichever carry orientation works best for you. They got you covered. And then the distance here should be the same here to here, there to there, or even mounted there, right over here if you wanted to, at the front. You can. Little drain, little hole right there on the sheath. And other than that, let me see here. Yeah, the pull out. Okay, that feels good. All right, just what you would expect from a straightforward Kydex sheath to feel like. Now, with this ivory G10, something to keep in mind here is going into the handle, right, a couple of times, right, you are going to get those, I guess, residue from the inside of the Kydex sheath or what have you. That's about the only thing. If it were me and I were picking one up right now, I'll probably go for a slightly darker color, right? That would just be a safer bet at being a fixed blade and all, and having to go in and out of a sheath constantly every single time. But yeah, other than that, I mean, this thing is pretty sweet. Kansept is cooking, and they are working with designers. Greg Schaub is, you know, delivering home run after home run. This thing is looking absolutely sexy right there. I'm loving it. What do you guys think about it? Right, let me know thoughts on it. Any likes, dislikes, all feedback is welcome. Let's hang out in the comment section down below. Keep in mind you can get 10% off with code MiguelEDC on the Kansept lineup and even Tenable knives. Again, code MiguelEDC will get you 10% off. All links down below in the description and pinned comments, so you guys can check them out. Prices, availability, and variants. They also help out the channel when you use those links, but it's entirely up to you and at zero extra cost. So it is now time to check out what the mystery item is going to be for this video. If you guys are ready, I'm ready. And bam, here we go, guys. We're going to be checking out the Wolfbox Super Power Turbofan MegaFlow50. And this might look like a sponsor knife, but it's actually not. I bought this one with my own money. So the sponsor of this video is the like button. Smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. Support your boy here, making videos like these. Always trying to bring you guys something different, something interesting. I'm going to have the Rivery Zero here do the honors. And I'm going to tell you exactly why I've been looking into a rechargeable little fan like this one for a minute. We got the specs back here in case you want to read through those. But the first thing that comes to mind is being able to blow like pocket gunk and lint that gets in between the pockets. You could blow with your own human air, right, out of your mouth or whatever. But this is absolutely a game changer. And recently we were doing a barbecue with a friend and he brought out his. And this was a good way to kind of fire up the charcoal in a way, kind of blow some oxygen into the fire to get the flame going. So it's got a variety of different uses and purposes when it comes to, I guess, the type of work that you do, especially, you know, maybe in a shop somewhere, dusting off. I know my tabletops tend to get some dust from time to time. I'm going to be dusting them off with this guy. So we have the power unit. Of course, this one is the blower. We're going to come to that, back to this guy in a second. We have a charger here, USB-A to USB-C. Looks like we have different nozzles here, or different outputs of air. You could rock it like with the standard one, or you could swap to the other ones. Let's go ahead and see it in action first. It should have some battery. So I'm going to go power button here in the back. Okay, that gives me a read. We have a full battery. It's got some weight to it. I can tell there are batteries in here. It's not too heavy, not too light, just a decent size. Wow. Okay, so this one I'm going to, you can choose the fan speed here. And then we're going to press and hold the little button. And that's the lowest one. We don't have to press and hold. We can just actually press it one time and it stays on. That's one. We can do two. Okay. That's a big difference. If I do three, I'm gonna lower the volume in post-production while I'm editing this video, because I'm sure it's gonna be loud, but let's see. Wow. That is crazy. Look how it's just throwing these little plastic thingies everywhere. Well, that is pretty wild, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see. I think we can remove. Is it twist to remove? Yep. Nice and easy to twist and remove. We can insert the next one as such. Twist to the right to engage. I can get a longer nozzle. Wow, that is. You can see my hand. Just look at my hand. That's crazy. We can swap over to this one. It really depends what kind of crevice you're trying to get into, or where you're trying to blow the air into. Like this flat one is going to be perfect for getting into, I don't know, pick a knife. One that you haven't blown up in a second. Right here for this guy, the Kumbu Chad, you know, get in here and bam. It's going to blow up all the... All right, that is nice. Obviously, if you got dust somewhere, you want to blow up your keyboard, right? Whatever the case may be, whatever dust you want to blow up out of anywhere, this is going to be perfect. I know electronics tend to get very, very dusty from time to time. Below my PlayStation and Xbox, because they get dusty all the time too. And even, like I said, an outside campfire, barbecue, whatever the case may be, if you got some fire with charcoal going on, you want to, you know, add some more oxygen to it. A blower like this one is going to come really handy. So in the power position, I want to say, yeah, in the most powerful, 3 lights there is going to not stay on. It's going to be a click and hold. If I let go, it's going to turn off, I guess, to preserve battery maybe. But in the second one, I can actually turn it on and it stays on. Same thing for the speed 1, if you would. A little closer look at the fans here. All right, guys, so there you have it. That is your bonus item for this video. Let me know your thoughts on it. What do you like about it? What do you love about it? Anything you dislike about it, let me know. Do you find a purpose? Is there anything you've been wanting a duster blower like this one for? Let me know in the comment section down below. Maybe you work with computers and keyboards and office all the time. I will tell you what it does actually. It beats buying canned air. Like if you ever bought canned air for your keyboards and your electronics, you know how expensive those can get. Well, you can recharge this thing over and over and over again. That, you know, you won't have an issue whatsoever as far as saving you costs on that front. I mean, this is very affordable, not going to break the bank in any way, shape, or form. I think for the price of buying 2 sets of canned air, which you're going to run out eventually, you can buy this thing that's rechargeable and you can use time after time after time again, over and over again. As usual, guys, there are so many videos on YouTube you could be watching instead. You chose to watch this one and hang out with me until the end. That means the world to me. Thank you all so much. Check out this video YouTube recommends to the left, or this video I recommend to the right. Take care, guys, and I'll see you on the next one, either this one or this one. Peace.